In the shifting sands of 21st century geopolitics, two leaders from vastly different worlds emerged as unlikely reflections of each other. Donald J. Trump, the former U.S. president and global capitalist icon, and Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso. One commands boardrooms and billionaires. The other commands the streets of Ouagadougou and the hearts of a rising Africa. And in a quietly symbolic moment, when Trump's circle reportedly attempted a diplomatic outreach to Traoré, the young African leader did something no one expected. He said nothing. Behind the silence, what really happened? According to multiple West African diplomatic sources, after Traoré's military government solidified control and began restructuring the country's foreign policy, a quiet but intentional approach was made by American intermediaries, many of them close to Trump-era foreign policy circles. These were not official White House communications. Rather, they were strategic back-channel efforts, aiming to test the waters for a possible U.S.-Burkina Faso cooperation, particularly after Traoré publicly distanced his country from France, the UN, and international financial institutions like the IMF. The message was simple. Let's talk. Let's work together. But Traoré never answered. Africa first versus America first. At first glance, Trump and Traoré seem worlds apart. One a billionaire tycoon, the other a Marxist-leaning revolutionary. But ideologically, there is a surprising overlap. Both oppose globalist institutions. Both believe in national sovereignty first. Both gain power by rejecting traditional political elites. But here's the key difference. Trump uses power to maintain empire. Traoré uses power to escape it. When Trump says America first, it means preserving U.S. dominance. When Traoré says Africa first, it means liberating Africa from dominance, Western, corporate, or otherwise. The IMF rejection that shocked the world. In 2024, Traoré made headlines by rejecting a multi-billion-dollar loan package from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, a move considered political suicide by most African standards. But instead of collapse, Burkina Faso doubled down on local production, investing heavily in agriculture, renewable energy, and grassroots education programs. In a historic first, Burkina Faso began exporting food, particularly rice, to neighboring African countries like Mali and Niger. Traoré didn't just reject the West's money. He replaced it with self-reliance. Why Trump wanted the conversation? Trump, who has a sharp eye for strongmen and political opportunity, likely saw Traoré's rise as a signal of shifting African alliances, especially as U.S. influence continues to decline in regions where Russia, China, and Turkey are growing more assertive. By reaching out, Trump's network hoped to do what Washington always does, stay in the game. But Traoré had another message in mind. We do not reject the West out of hate. We reject dependency out of dignity. Ibrahim Traoré. This was not anti-Americanism. This was pro-Africanism. The power of silence. By not responding to Trump's back-channel offer, Traoré made perhaps the most powerful political move in recent African history. He communicated three things without saying a word. We're not interested in transactional diplomacy. We no longer define legitimacy through Western recognition. We are building a new Africa, on our terms. Conclusion: the quiet revolution. In the past, African leaders would have rushed to the phone, eager for a photo op or handshake with a U.S. president. But Traoré represents a new breed. A generation of African leaders who don't need validation from the West to lead their people with pride. Trump may have built towers across continents, but Traoré is building something even greater. An Africa that doesn't kneel, doesn't beg, and doesn't wait for anyone's approval. Asterisk, asterisk. And in the silence between their worlds, a new voice is rising from the soil of Africa itself.